In the quiet, affluent town of Boulder, Colorado, the Christmas of 1996 was shattered by a crime that would haunt the nation for decades. JonBenet Ramsey, a 6-year-old beauty pageant star, was found dead in her family's home. Her murder, brutal, perplexing, and unsolved, remains one of America's most enduring mysteries. Nearly 30 years later, the question lingers: who killed JonBenet Ramsey? Welcome to Crime and Curiosities. Today we dive into the facts, evidence, and the mystery of JonBenet Ramsey's murder. No theories, no rumors, just what we know. Subscribe and hit the bell to join us as we unravel the cases that haunt us. Christmas Day 1996 was joyful for the Ramseys. John, Patsy, JonBenet, and Burke attended a holiday party at a friend's home, returning to their 7,000-square-foot mansion around 9 p.m. The children went to bed and the family planned to fly to Michigan the next morning for a vacation. But sometime in the night, everything changed. At 5:30 a.m. on December 26th, Patsy Ramsey descended the spiral staircase and found a 2.5-page ransom note on the steps. Written in black ink on paper from a notepad in the home, it demanded $118,000, almost exactly John's Christmas bonus. Addressed to Mr. Ramsey, it warned, "You will withdraw $118,000 from your account. Any deviation of my instructions will result in the immediate execution of your daughter." The note was signed, SBTC Victory. Panicked, Patsy called 911 at 5:52 a.m. sobbing, "We have a kidnapping." Boulder police arrived within minutes, led by Officer Rick French. Finding no signs of forced entry, they secured the house but allowed friends and family to enter, a decision that would haunt the investigation. Detective Linda Arndt took charge, but the crime scene was already compromised. At 1 p.m. with no ransom call, Arndt asked John Ramsey and friend Fleet White to search the house. In the basement behind a latched door French had overlooked, John found JonBenet. She was wrapped in a white blanket, duct tape over her mouth, a nylon cord tied around her neck in a garrote. Her wrists were bound and a heart was drawn on her hand in red ink. John carried her upstairs, screaming, further disturbing the scene. The autopsy revealed a grim picture. JonBenet died of asphyxia by strangulation associated with craniocerebral trauma. She had been struck on the head, fracturing her skull, and strangled with the garrote, made from a cord and a broken paintbrush from Patsy's art supplies. Pineapple was found in her stomach, suggesting she ate shortly before her death, though the Ramseys denied feeding her that night. The ransom note raised immediate questions. Its length, specificity, and use of household materials suggested it was written on site. Was it a genuine kidnapping gone wrong or a staged cover-up? The answer would drive the investigation and the public into a frenzy. The Boulder Police Department, with little experience in homicides, faced a case unlike any other. The crime scene was a mess. Friends cleaned the kitchen and JonBenet's body was moved twice. Only 12 officers were available and key evidence like the basement window wasn't secured until days later. Suspicion quickly turned to the Ramseys. The ransom note's amount tied to John's bonus seemed too personal for a random kidnapper. Handwriting analysts like Chino Wong found similarities between Patsy's writing and the note, though results were inconclusive. The lack of forced entry suggested an inside job, and the Ramseys' behavior, hiring lawyers and delaying police interviews until April 1997, fueled doubts. The police theory: JonBenet's death was an accident, perhaps tied to a bedwetting incident, and the Ramseys staged the kidnapping to cover it up. A grand jury in 1999 voted to indict John and Patsy for child abuse resulting in death, but District Attorney Alex Hunter declined to prosecute, citing insufficient evidence. Yet, evidence also pointed elsewhere. In 2003, DNA from an unidentified male was found on JonBenet's underwear and under her fingernails, ruling out the Ramseys and Burke. The DNA, known as Unknown Male 1, suggested an intruder. Detective Lou Smith, hired by the DA, championed this theory, noting a basement window left ajar and a suitcase positioned as a step to exit. Smith believed the garrote and staging indicated a sadistic intruder, not a panicked parent. The investigation was a battleground. The police clashed with the DA's office, and leaks to tabloids like the National Enquirer muddied the truth. By 2000, the case was cold with no arrests and a family under relentless scrutiny. The JonBenet case spawned countless theories, from family involvement to random intruders. The Ramseys remained the primary focus. Media portrayed Patsy as obsessive, pushing JonBenet into pageants and John as distant. Some speculated Burke, only 9, was involved, citing a 2016 CBS documentary suggesting he hit JonBenet over a pineapple snack. Burke sued CBS for defamation and no evidence tied him to the crime. Other suspects emerged. John Mark Carr, a schoolteacher, confessed in 2006, claiming he drugged and killed JonBenet. His DNA didn't match and no drugs were found in her system, debunking his story. A neighbor who played Santa Claus at the Ramseys' party was investigated but cleared. Over 140 suspects were interviewed, from local pedophiles to disgruntled employees, but none stuck. The intruder theory gained traction with the DNA evidence. Former FBI profiler John Douglas argued the crime's brutality, strangulation, head trauma, possible sexual assault, pointed to a predator, not a family member. He noted the body's staging, torso covered, not head, was inconsistent with parental guilt. Yet skeptics asked, why no ransom call? Why the note's odd details like SBTC? The Ramseys fought to clear their names. In 2008, Day Mary Lacey formally exonerated them, citing the DNA. Patsy, who died of cancer in 2006, never saw this vindication. JonBenet Ramsey's murder reshaped true crime. It was among the first cases to explode in the 24-hour news cycle, with tabloids and TV shows dissecting every detail. The public became armchair detectives, debating the ransom note, the pineapple, and the Ramseys' guilt. Documentaries, books, and podcasts, like The Killing of JonBenet and the Ramsey case, kept the story alive, but answers remained elusive. The case exposed flaws in law enforcement. Boulder police were criticized for tunnel vision, focusing on the Ramseys while dismissing the intruder theory. The crime scene's mishandling, allowing friends in, delaying forensic tests, set the investigation back. Experts estimate over 1,600 pieces of evidence were collected, yet only the DNA offered a lead, and even that's debated. Some argue it could be contamination, not the killers. In recent years, hope has flickered. John Ramsey, now in his 80s, has pushed for advanced DNA testing. In 2023, Boulder police agreed to re-examine evidence using genetic genealogy, which solved cases like the Golden State Killer. John formed a task force with experts to pressure authorities. "We're closer than ever," he said in a 2024 interview, "but time is running out." As we approach the 30th anniversary of JonBenet's death, questions linger. Was the killer a stranger who slipped through a window or someone closer to home? Thank you for joining us on Crime and Curiosities. If you have any thoughts on JonBenet Ramsey case, share them in the comments below. Like and subscribe and let us know which case to cover next. Until then, keep searching for the truth.